Howdy, it's your boy, it's Quentin, Idjit Reads and Rambles, and I'm here doing the Summer Bookbae Tag. I was tagged by Jack, the Rambling Raconteur, and I'll just get right to it, okay? Original tag is from MJ at Reading This Life, and yeah, again, tagged by Jack. Blame him if you're not comfortable with the trash I'm gonna deliver unto you in the next 10 or so minutes. Okay, let's get it started with the trash. Number one, summer is a sexy time of year. Do you think reading is sexy? Share your thoughts. And we're gonna do a little demonstration here, okay? What I'm gonna tell you is, imagine you're walking through the library and you see me sitting there, and I'm not in my pajamas, but you see me sitting there reading, and you see this. Demonstration over. Of course reading is sexy. Are you kidding me? Okay, number two, random meetings. What fictional characters would you enjoy meeting at a backyard party or a cookout? We don't do cookouts up here. I suppose a cookout is just a backyard party, but like American or something like that. I don't speak American. Okay, but what are we doing? What we're doing right now is we're going with, first things first, assuming it's somebody else's house and we're boozing, because what's a backyard party without a little liquor flowing, you know what I mean? I'm drinking one night with Lee Mellon, man. Me and Lee Mellon are going at it. We're hitting the booze. We're hitting the rhubarb. And I feel like if I basically drank once with Lee Mellon, I would never have to drink ever again. But he would be such a good guy to talk to, assuming we stayed off Civil War history. But yeah, Lee Mellon, man. Who wouldn't like that? Actually, a lot of people wouldn't, but whatever. Next person is, backyard party. Lee Mellon's a bit of an abrasive personality. We need some people that are just generally good vibes, but they'll kind of fit in, and we don't want too many abrasive personalities there being obnoxious in every direction like Lee Mellon would. So I'm going to pick Lanya from Delaney's Dahlgren, Samuel Delaney's Dahlgren. Lanya's an interesting gal. I would love to pick her brain about what she sees in Kid, because I don't get it, to be quite honest. But yeah, I would love to pick her brain about that. And she's just generally a pleasant person. She can hang with the Scorpions, or she can hang with, any other ordinary Joe Blow. Who else? We're getting 751 and Wajo from No One Writes Back. Okay, yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm sorry for the noise. We're getting 751 and Wajo from No One Writes Back. And 751 is a really interesting character, a great sense of humor. She's just really just like such a great figure who's kind of, I would like to know more about her than is contained within the pages of this book. And Wajo is a great little dog. I would love to just look at Wajo and see if I can see what Jihoon sees in that dog's blind eyes. You know what I mean? The next two, I'm gonna pick, one of them will be the narrator of So the Wind Won't Blow It All Away by Richard Brautigan. And yeah, I would like to pick this narrator specifically because he seems like a very sad guy. And I just feel so bad for him that I would want to help the guy out. But Quentin, how do we help out the narrator of this book? Well, audience, what we do is we get Armand Allegra from Thomas Pynchon's Mason and Dixon, and we get Armand in to chef up a hamburger for him. And I think Armand could do it. Armand could chef up a soul-redeeming and existence-validating hamburger. And the narrator from So the Wind Won't Blow It All Away will finally be happy. Of course, we'd have to explain to Armand what a hamburger is. And I feel like once we tell him, Armand, I always stutter over this. Why am I stuttering? We would say, Armand, it's merely a beef sandwich. And he'd say, yes, the burger. And then he'd get right to it. And then lo and behold, So the Wind Won't Blow It All Away's protagonist would be happy as a lark. Speaking of happy as a lark, though, that doesn't work, okay? But the next person I would like to meet at a backyard party would definitely be, not Komako, that's Snow Country, Kazuko from Osamu Dazai's The Setting Sun. And yes, I would just absolutely adore just a chance to meet with this lady, because she seems to represent like so much of my favorite ideas about so many things. But one of my favorite ideas that I have is that naivety, if you employ it correctly and you temper it right and it comes out at the right times, I think it's a very productive response to things like, the terror of the world, the despair of the world and the human condition. I think Kazuko is kind of the prime example of this in literature, and her arc is one of my favorites. She's one of my favorite characters that I've really ever read, period, honestly. But yeah, she is a person who has just she's just ruined everything in her life, and she's almost 100% at fault for almost all of it. And she insists on, no, I'm going to make something for myself, even though I've ruined it all. And that is just such an impactful character arc. And we would just be cloistered off when I'm not talking to Lee Mellon or watching the narrator eat his burger. What we would do is just be cloistered off in one section of the yard. We'd just be talking about our life philosophies to each other. And yeah, I would absolutely love to do that because she's just a joy of a character. 3, opposites attract. Name 2 characters from different book genres you would love to see coupled or partnered up in a story. And this one's a little weird, but okay. So first, we're gonna take the protagonist of Italo Calvino's "If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler." Yes, we are. And okay, so what we're gonna do is partner that person with Hyun Jae from Jung Jung-il's When Adam Opens His Eyes. And what we need to know is that only works if none of the events of this book ever happened. That's the caveat to all of this, is the protagonist is not going to meet this lady unless none of the events of this book happen, because no, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't be interesting for me, especially for me, but it wouldn't be interesting at all. But one of the things that I think they would bond over is that I think that the narrator, or not the narrator, the protagonist from If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler, I think he would give her some great music recommendations. I think she'd be a huge fan of the Downward Spiral and 9 Inch Nails in general. I think she would love the EP trilogy, specifically Add Violence, actually. That's one I think she would really vibe with. But I feel like they would just have a great sad boy, sad girl time together, and I think that it would just be incredible to jam 9 Inch Nails tunes with Hyun Jae. Hell yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, I don't know. One of the things that struck me about my reading of If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler is that, and keep in mind, this is only in my reading. But what I think is that the narrator, or the protagonist from If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler, he seems like he's really into goth girls. Anyways, number 4, get outside. Do you enjoy reading outside? No, I do not. Hell no. The screen goes super white and it's just blinding. You know what I mean? I would hate that. Absolutely hate that. But when I do read outside, I'm normally fishing and I'm normally reading haiku. This is the volume I normally turn to if I'm just looking for fishing haiku, because the Japanese stuff, you kind of... it's a different reading experience. This one is far more familiar to me. But yeah, I'm reading haiku when I'm reading anything outdoors. 5, preferences matter. What do you prefer for outdoor summertime reading, physical books or an e-reader? And you know me, I was born in the really early part of the 19th century, and I'm back in my day when I was a boy, what we used to do is you used to pick up a paperback and turn the pages and look at the words on the page. You used to read the pages. And now the kids these days, it's ridiculous. The kids these days have their little eye readers, or whatever the hell you call them. And I just think come on, you just grab a book and turn the pages. You know what I mean? E-readers, eye readers, I don't know what the hell they're called, but whatever it is, I'm too old and grumpy to do that, okay? Okay, 6, recommend a summertime reading. I've been grasping at straws for all these, to be completely honest. So recommend a summertime reading. What I will go with is Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, because I need a book but none springs to mind. Truth be told, I kind of hate summer. Well, I don't hate it, but I really don't like it, man. It's just strange to me. I'm what's so appealing about summer? You just go around and you sweat and you walk the trails and everything is growing too much, so you're getting brush all over you and you're getting caterpillars and spider webs to the face when you're going for walks. No, miss me with that. Give me winter. Winter's more beautiful. Winter is just gorgeous. And I mean, what sad boy vibe does summer possibly have, you know? No, we're doing winter, okay? And that's the thing. Maybe it's the Canadian in me. I can give you a million winter reads, can't give you any summer reads, except for Blood Meridian because it's so suffocatingly hot. And that's kind of what I'm mainly interested in with Blood Meridian. Well, so the sense of doom and how just like hot it is. Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite summertime beverage? If we're boozing, gin and juice gets me on the trail to the rhubarb, man. I love myself a good gin and juice. But most of the time, just water helps. A nice cold brew coffee is pretty good too. But mostly water and gin and juice. That's normally the vibe. All right. What's your favorite vacation holiday destination? I guess if we're talking about currently, like where I've been in the past 5-6 years, I guess it would have to be Toronto by default, which I mean, everyone, if you've been there, you sort of know how pathetic of an answer that is. But okay, what I'll tell you is if you think that Toronto is a great getaway spot, I would say walk down Bathurst on garbage day when it's 35 degrees Celsius and you will very quickly change your mind, okay? But yeah, that is, I guess by default, the place. But before that, it was Italy. I went to Italy for my Europe trip in high school, and that was just awesome. There's such a great sense of history to Italy. We went to Rome, Leaning Tower of Pisa. I had my first legal beer, which was really cool. It was great. We went there. We went Florence, and then we went to, I forget the name of the place, but it had a really beautiful wall around the city that we did a little trail at the top of. So it was pretty great. But yeah. All right. What else do we got? Recommend a book set in a unique or exotic location. And I guess it's not really a location, it's more of a time. But again, I've been grasping at straws for all these. So you think I'm gonna let a mere prompt, I guess, hinder me here? No. In Watermelon Sugar, a society where everything is made out of watermelon sugar. If you don't go to the Forgotten Works, it'll be a blast. In Watermelon Sugar, admire the vegetables, the statues of vegetables everywhere. But yeah. 10, have you ever asked a total stranger what they are reading or given a book recommendation to one in person? If so, do you remember it? Yeah, I would talk book recommendations with a librarian. I've told this story before, but I would talk with a librarian, and she would give me just so many great recommendations, specifically poets. I got into Marion Moore that way, and she was super passionate about Kathy Acker, so I decided maybe if I got myself some Kathy Acker, then it would stoke an interest in me from her. Turns out it doesn't. Turns out it very much doesn't. But yeah, okay, yes. She gave me Kathy Acker, Blood and Guts in high school. I read some Marion Moore that way. It was great. What recommendation did I shoot her? She also gave me this awesome collection of like travel essays and stuff. I'll see if I can find it and then link it later. But yeah, what did I give her? But Speedboat by Renata Adler, a book I didn't think was too incredible, to be completely honest. I just didn't really. I liked it. I did actually like it, but it just didn't feel like more than the sum of its parts to me. But yeah, I gave her this and she really enjoyed it. But for me, some hilarious passages. The moon is made out of gravity. Yeah, I love it, but doesn't feel like more than the sum of its parts. All right, and I think, okay, we just have 2 more prompts. 11, recommend a new bookbae booktuber, and my bookbae that I'll be recommending is Russell over at The Reading Fabricator. It's kind of cheating because he has another channel with more than 100 subs, but less than 100, sure, it fits. And I'm only gonna name one bookbae booktuber, and my bookbae that I'm gonna talk about is Brian from Bookish. It just feels weird talking about Brian from Bookish, like he's bookbae, my bae. But honestly, one of the things that I think one of the reasons, probably the only reason I care for him to do the tag is because I think it would just be really funny if he just said the word bae. He could upload a 1-second video of him just looking at the camera and saying bae. And I might think that's the best thing on YouTube, but that would just be hilarious. But he's also, his channel is also really good. and I really do enjoy his videos. I've been watching him for quite a while, so yeah. Alrighty, so I've given you 1 out of 3, and that's all I'm giving you. So thanks, and I again blame Jack, the rambling raconteur. Blame him for whatever the hell this was, and I don't know. Peace and groovy.